Well, hello students. A very good morning to all of you. This is your Devdeep sir back with another lesson today, and as per the directions of CBSE inspired from this, we are having what is cyber bullying and prevention, which is a part of our cyber security course. All right. Now, what is cyberbullying according to you all? Okay, so there is no basic definition of what cyberbullying is. So, the definition that are there or you can see in the internet medium are both agreed internationally or at the European level. However, attempts to define these phenomena have been made by international organizations like European Union and several academia. So, what we conclude is there are so many definitions to cyberbullying, but there is something that we fail to ponder upon, that is we cannot find a common definition for this fact. Now, what is cyberbullying? Before that, we need to understand what is bullying. It is generally understood as an aggressive and intentional act. That means you are showing aggression, you are remarking some hard words, you are saying some unparliamentary languages, you are abusing someone, and you are doing that intentionally. Okay? Or it can be basically carried out by a group or sometimes even by an individual. And this is a repeated process. Cyberbullying is a repeated process because it will be carried on again and again. Okay. So the term cyberbullying is used to describe bullying taking place on the internet, mostly through mobile phones and social media. Nowadays, that the bullying that we like to be asking me honestly, dear, that we had seen bullying at a one-on-one level. That is, friends bullying each other. All right, making fun of each other, but now this thing has even gone a step ahead, being on the social media, because you might even get bullied by an unknown commodity whom you have even never met. That is, he may be your Facebook friend, he may be your Instagram acquaintance. Okay, now why are we learning about cyberbullying? Why is it so important? Because 1 by 3 children has become a victim of cyberbullying. It is important for you all to understand because you all could be victims also. Nearly half of suicides among 10 to 14-year-olds are due to this bullying. If somebody says you demeaning, that is, for example, that is you do not have the capacity to study in an English medium school. If somebody makes a remark as such, that may be very much easy for you now, but when you start to think again and again and again, that affects your mind, and that is how cyberbullying can be even obnoxious or cautious. There are basically two kinds of cyberbullying. One is a direct form of attack, while the other is by a help of a proxy. Okay, that is using you can even call it an indirect form. So this is indirect attack by the help of a proxy. That is, you fix a person who will say the demeaning words. So direct attacks are basically messaged directly to the victim, whereas bullying by proxy is using someone else to cyberbully a victim. That means another example can be cyberbullying someone by the help of a fake account. That means you create a fake ID in Facebook or in any other social media platform, and then you're doing direct attack. That can be treated as a proxy also, because your identity is not a direct identity. Or if you even do it via some of your friends, that becomes a proxy as well. Now, why do you all, or why may you bully? One can be due to perhaps any form of anger, frustration, to take revenge on somebody as a source of entertainment, which is again to get laughs or reactions, to show exemplar power. All motives of bullying are different. So as you can see, motives are different. So its response mechanism is also different at different situations. Basically, what are the elements characterizing cyberbullying? Now we are seeing that electronic or digital media is used. You are causing intentional harm because you are bullying intentionally. It will create imbalance of power. What is the meaning of imbalance of power? As basically you are trying to dominate somebody, his power, his confidence will be lagging. So you are imbalancing that individual. Repetition, cyberbullying, I told you, it is a repeated process. People keep on abusing each other time and again. Sense of anonymity, like fake IDs, that can help you keep you anonymous, so you won't be accountable for whatever happens to that person. And publicity, see that I have done this boy, I have given him a nice one. Okay, so these kind of publicity is also prevalent amongst the students. So bullying characteristics, being an intentional act, you are doing it deliberately. So there is no shame, you will not feel the guilt that why am I doing it, because you are doing it deliberately. You know this man, I have targeted this man, maybe positive reasons or negative reasons, and I will do it. That is the most difficult part of the asset of bullying. Repetitive behavior, just one aggressive action is not bullying, but rather a repetitive action of the same could result into a bullying. Bullying with striking psychological or physical strength takes advantage. Now, psychological maybe in terms of the internet medium. Why? Because you can use abusive words, blackmails, etc. But whereas physical strength will be only used for a non-cyber bullying. Okay, that is the traditional bullying approach. Now, forms of cyberbullying: exclusion, that is, you may get rejected by a particular group of a class or community. Online harassment can include insult, mocking, slander, menacing, okay, some abusive words in terms of your body appearance, sex or gender. Now, griefing could be harassment of someone in a cyber game. Like suppose you are playing games like PUBG. If you come across very demeaning words like slangs, unparliamentary words about yourself, your appearance, that is what grief is all about. Flaming is basically sending vulgar messages. It ranges from sexual messages and sometimes even physical violences. And trolling is abusive comments on a website for any form of words that has been used by the victim. Now there can be different forms of cyberbullying. The most rough one is cyber stalking. When you are stalking or following somebody, his or her activities and blackmailing them. Cyber persecution. It is a form of repetitive harassment. Persecution means continuous process, okay? Masquerade. A situation when a bully creates a fake identity, that is, masquerading is now quite synonymous here, because most of the people are going for masquerading. And impersonation is when you basically try to imitate activities of any individual. Now the extent of the phenomena is increasing, because we are now seeing that in 2011 about in 24 countries 66% of 18,687 interviewed people had suffered from cyberbullying. So that gives us an idea how it is increasing. And in 2014, European Union Net Children Go Mobile Support reported 12% of the 3,500 children of 9 to 16 year olds being cyberbullied. So we have to do something about it. As I told you, basically internet medium on forms of social media being Viber, Skype, YouTube, Facebook can be used for doing cyberbullying. And basically more and more apps are now implemented for this approach. Victims are mostly in the age group of 13 to 15-year-old children. who are cyberbullied. Victims of cyberbullying tend to be younger than the perpetrators. So you basically, this is nothing simple because you always dominate. You always dominate inferior. You cannot dominate a superior. So it is quite obvious that these forms of bullying are mainly done to the teenagers, and they are done by sometimes the adults or class seniors, suppose. Now they are older children, the perpetrators or the ones who are doing the bullying. They can be from any sex, it can be a male or female, but there must be one thing common, that they are older. Now, surprisingly, girls are more involved in bullying online than offline. Because they cannot show the physical prowess, the women are basically indulged in form of online bullying. Now, cyberbully profiles, they tend to keep a good image. They have got a high self-image, they are trying to show their physical prowess, their social competence, that socially how much they are active, they had good relationship, good connects, and they are not basically surveyed by the parents. Now, traditional bullying can be become that is face to face, but cyberbullying can be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 65 days per year. There is no way escaping from cyberbullying. Bullying can find a safe phase of escape, but in cyberbullying there is no hard to escape, because the range being online, it is watched by many audience. It is basically limited to onlookers, but whereas it is shared by a wide audience, where you might be trolled by even millions of users. Bullies can be identified, but here bullies are anonymous. It can see facial or body reaction of the target or onlookers, but it is very harder to empathize if we are on a social bullying. Consequence of cyberbullying: those victims can suffer from anxiety, sadness, shame, anger, depression, stress related disorder. Sometime out of the extreme, they can even go for suicidal instincts, low self-esteem, because they lose their respect or esteem in the society. They even have low confidence and social esteem. Emotional distress basically offers during the use of technology, and their mood swings are common. So why is cyberbullying so hurtful? The first reason being permanence. The insults or comments will preserve by the person who or the perpetrator and can be repeated again and again. The second being the audience size. Since social media brings in a lot of large audience, so it can create enormous humiliation. Familiarity. Many young people are friends with or know their cyberbully either through school or other personal connection. So basically familiarity. If you are cyberbullied, you would be very familiar that see, this particular boy was bullied. So there is no way to escape, because people will never forget if it is working in a bigger audience. And social media being a large audience has always been the promoter of it. The speed at which cyberbullying spreads, the audience is quite higher. I have already mentioned you about the statistic, but 1 in every teens can be a victim of cyberbullying. And 1 in 5 cyberbullying incidents have been reported to law enforcement. So reporting is also good, but we are teaching this part to you also, that you be aware and protect yourselves from the dangers. So how you all can prevent cyberbullying? Block all communication with cyberbullies. Once anybody starts messaging to you, don't hesitate to block them. If necessary, report to the cyber cell. Don't forward any messages or comment that involve cyberbullying. Always report any cyberbullying to an adult or a family member. You should not be a victim, because if you are being a victim, that is your fault. Always open up that this is that particular guy disturbing me? Share it with your family, with your teachers, with any high resource person, so that any action can be taken before it's too late. Now, to stop cyberbullying, keep your passwords and secrets safe. Like many of you, if you are in social media, you post about your activities. I'm here, I'm there, this is my routine. Stop doing this. Do not reply in anger to the cyberbully, as things would get much worse. Stop, block and tell. Don't reply and block the center and tell someone. Tell your family member. And save the evidence so that if needed, if the situation intensifies, can be reported to a competent authority. Now, steps that we could take if to remark that cyberbullying is really going on. We need to first determine and check whether cyberbullying is really going on. Save the evidence. Take a screenshot of the messages sent by a person who is bullying you. Identify the center, contact your ISP, report to the cyber cell if necessary. Back up your remarks, give evidence. If it is via any person of your school friend, contact your school with proper evidence. And in fact, if necessary, report it to the police. Victims generally don't ask for help because they have having low self-esteem and morale. So basically, reporting the crime is like being a part of the shame that I've been bullied. So that is why this fear that adults will take the computer away or their social esteem will be lost forever, they never report. So we can help by being a hero rather than being a bully. So rather than going in any form of material gossip, if any person is suffering from this cyberbullying problem, you reach out, help them, counsel them, and help them with the evidence so that they can reach out to any competent authority. So responsibility terms, okay. So there is no such criminal offense, but though cyberbullying has less severe penalty, we could basically take this responsibility of reporting it to a competent authority. If it is going by the help of a school, then the school authorities, be it the principal, vice principal, could be reported so that necessary action could be taken. So, before I end my lecture today, remember, we are in the online medium, so therefore, whatever we post are always tracked. So, maintain your online reputation, because with the help of this track, they could track you back in, and your post could make yourself get into trouble. So, remember all these points. Now, there are some assignments that I have provided to you. Please do this assignment. Post the photo of the answers in the WhatsApp group so that it can be evaluated by us. So thank you children for watching the video on cyberbullying. I hope you have understood today's class. Thank you all.